everyone, and welcome to today's General Hospital recap. As always, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos or recaps. I know it's Friday today because Hannibal and Aquarius was on last night, and that's how I know the days of the week. A really good episode today. Got super exciting right at the end, but unfortunately it was a Friday episode, so we have to wait till Monday to see the shocking conclusions of how that ended. But let's get right to it because I'm just so excited. At the Metro Court, Maxie and Nathan were just being cute, which is just the best way to start an episode. And Nathan brings up Maxie coming over and accusing Valerie, that whole thing. And Maxie justifies why she's so suspicious of Valerie to Nathan. And Nathan asks her if maybe this whole thing is her trying to make up for everything that's happened between her, Lulu, and Dante. And she brings up the baby, and you know, she says even if she winds up looking shrewd after all this, it'll be worth it because she's just trying to look out for Dante, or look out for Lulu, or Lulu and Dante. And, you know, she just wants to be there for them, even if they don't know they need her. She's a good friend. She really is. And Maxie tells Nathan to apologize to Dante for her. And he's like, well, what about Valerie? And she says, well, just give her a sorry if I offended you. Or sorry if Maxie offended you. And he's like, that's not an apology. And she's like, I know. I love her. At the police station, Valerie talks to Dante about what happened with Maxie. And she thinks that Lulu sent Maxie. Dante tells her that the magazine article didn't bother Lulu at all, and Valerie says maybe it would be better if she quit because then her relationship with Lulu would be independent of Dante, and that's the way that, you know, her and Lulu could get close, and Dante doesn't want her to leave and says that he'll talk to Lulu about what happened with Maxie and Valerie and Dante's friendship, and Valerie tells him not to do that because it's going to start up trouble, and she says she'll talk to Lulu herself. At the Quartermains, they all put their heads together to try to figure out how to squelch this ELQ takeover, and Jake asks Sam if she can, you know, really think about it and try to recognize the voice, and Sam makes a face, and I thought she might have recognized the voice, but unfortunately she can't. And Michael tells Sam that everyone that he told Rosalie about the bug, and he thought because he thought it was planted by the spy, and he trusted Rosalie at that point. And then they all try to figure out how to approach Rosalie, and Tracy says she won't buy her off on principle, so it's all about threatening her. And then Sam and Jake seem to have a telepathic plan that I can't wait to hear. But we don't hear it, we just see it be brought out. So Sam and Jake working together, kinda, and I love it, and there was this little back and forth, and it was just really adorable. How cute would it be if the two of them fell for each other, and then we all, like, then they find out he's Jason? Like, now I hope that happens. But, like, I don't know, he's pretty devoted to Elizabeth. But, I mean, maybe he'll find out about Elizabeth betraying his trust, and then he'll leave Elizabeth, and him and Sam will be together. And, like, I don't know, it's just really exciting. I really like that. I have a new thing I want to happen now, so I feel good. And, sorry. Do you like that plan? I like that plan. So then Michael thanks Sabrina again for investigating Rosalie. At ELQ, Ava and Morgan decide not to sleep together, and a door opens, and who is it? It's Rosalie! She walks in on them, and while Morgan and Ava, or Denise, whatever, are getting dressed, he asks Rosalie not to tell Kiki because it would just hurt her, and that's when Kiki walks in and hears him say that, maybe, even though she doesn't bring it up. So then Kiki's like, I stopped over because your dad said you'd be here, and I figured I would help with the Michael thing, but, you know, Denise is here too, so what's going on? And they, like, tell her about Denise wanting time with Avery and all that, and then they all leave, and Rosalie gets all teasy and cryptic about what she walked in on. And then Kiki, Denise, and Morgan are having lunch at the Metro Court, and Kiki has an idea that maybe Michael will let the three of us see Avery together. And then Kiki asks Denise if she wants to go on a date with Silas, and, like, the four of them can double date. And then Denise kind of rushes out of there. Go figure. Dylan and NIKOLAS. So I know the big question yesterday was, is Dylan going to sell his 0.5% to NIKOLAS? So Lulu starts this whole thing off with, it's 0.5%. What could go wrong? And I'm like, things could go horribly wrong, Lulu. Horribly, horribly wrong. So then Lulu's really trying to talk Dylan into taking the deal. But Dylan tells NIKOLAS he can't take the deal. So then NIKOLAS is really pushy to this point where it's not like him being nice anymore. Like, he's just really being pushy. So then NIKOLAS is trying to guilt Dylan into giving up the 0.5% to him so he doesn't have to go back to Tracy and, like, you know, ask his family for help. And he says, actually, it's because of my family that I can't help you because ELQ is under attack and I need to hang on to every bit of share I have because at this point, 0.5% can make all the difference. So then Dylan thinks NIKOLAS leaves. He loses interest pretty fast in the movie and everything. Oh, hi, Mish. Aw. Aw. You see her back there? So cute. So then she's not feeling good today. I think it's like the change in the weather, so she just wants to kind of stay in her room and like chill. She meows when she wants to come out. It's actually really adorable. But anyway, Dylan thinks he made a stupid move, but he stands behind it and Lulu supports him. And Dylan says he couldn't imagine NIKOLAS getting involved in taking over ELQ. And then Lulu remembers catching him with Rosalie at Windermere and says, oh, wait. I can imagine it. So she puts it together that Helena had the missing shares for a while, but she's very suspicious and she doesn't want to think about NIKOLAS having to do with this ELQ takeover, but then she thinks about it and it obviously makes a lot of sense. So then Dylan calls Tracy and asks Tracy, Sabrina, and Sam, since they're all there, how much they know about Rosalie Martinez. And then Dylan must have told Tracy about the NIKOLAS suspicion because Tracy, you know, says it to, so her and Sabrina start talking about NIKOLAS. And then Lulu says to Dylan, you know, they talk about the secrets they're keeping and how they didn't want to keep any other secrets, and that Lulu said something about keeping a secret from Dante, and that's when Valerie walks up and maybe hears her. Good job, Lulu. Not Lulu's fault. The plan. So the plan starts to take shape at ELQ. Michael obviously got to ELQ before Jake did because he's already in his office. And when Jake arrives, Rosalie's like, oh, Michael's in his office. And Jake's like, oh, that's okay. He's expecting me. And right before he closes the door, he goes, oh, Michael, we need to talk. So then Jake asks Rosalie to come into the office for a minute. And Michael tells her to have a seat and that the two of them have to have a chat. So then Dante walks in, and Michael tells Rosalie that she's the subject of the meeting, and Michael tells Rosalie that Dante's here for her, and then Michael tells Rosalie that they're arresting her for corporate espionage. So that went from 0 to a corporate espionage real fast. Sorry, I'm on this, like, weird scale thing, because last night at Hannibal, I was like, well, that went from conversation to head stabbing real fast, or, like, that went from peasant to arm real fast. I'm like, you know, it's just a thing I'm doing now, so get used to it because it's probably going to be around for another week. And also at the Metro Court, Sam confronts NIKOLAS and she asks about his relationship with Rosalie Martinez and then really gets down to business in the promo for Monday. So then Luke and Laura, I don't know if you want to hear about them, I don't know if you care, but it's time. So Luke and Laura are at the Triple L Diner from their past, and they reminisce about their past, and then Laura thinks that Luke resented their life at that diner, or their life at that point at that diner. So then Luke says he was happy, and he was just restless, and he was always afraid of family life, and he thought Laura was too good for him. I don't know. Anyone, oh, I hate you, Katarina. Anyone, I hate when someone says, like, oh, you're too good for me, like, because it's like, oh, I don't know. I don't like it. Like, it's been said to me before, and I'm like, I don't like it. There's just something about it that just, anyway, I just had to put my own little thing in there. Anyway, so Luke tells Laura what he did to Dante, leaving him in the basement with a corpse and a bomb, and hitting him over the head with a crowbar, and that's why Dante would never trust his judgment. And Laura's like, you know what? I think you're right. And Laura is serious. She thinks that Tracy's going to forgive Luke for lying. I don't care how clear his intentions are. Oh, Ekaterina, don't do that. Tracy's never going to take him back after this. And they get a call from the kidnappers, and someone walks into the diner. We don't know who. Luke has a gun. The promo's off the hook, and in the promo it sounds like a woman, like, talking to them, so maybe Helena Cassadine, maybe someone working with Helena Cassadine, I don't know, because we know Helena Cassadine's still in play. I don't know. But in any event, if you like, Ekat's staring at me like, what are you doing? Why are you talking to that rectangle? If you like today's video, please give it a thumbs up. I like to hear what you say in the comments. I need to get better at replying. And I hope you have a great weekend, and I will see you Monday for more General Hospital. I hope you have a great day. Bye!